You know, in a world of nightmare, in a world where nobody wants to fly, you got get a little crazy. So let me just be very clear, Seal. In a world,
nobody wants to fly. I was like, what?
Get a little crazy. Never gonna survive
Unless
we get a little crazy.
Zabazoopim dip Diddy said. Denied bail.
So he got denied bail. Diddy, they it's such a weird. I read it today and I put it in Armageddon. Oh, great. With me as always, by the way, the lovely bombshell, Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
One.
When I wrote the Armageddon update.
Oh wait, somebody wanted you to do that, like Clint Eastwood, so he would have to do it.
Okay, right. With me as always, lovely bombshell, Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
Pick up the gun.
That was terrible.
There can be only one.
Do your bit that you did when Grandma would play cards with us, and especially right before she died, he was trying to make her laugh. And he said, Clint Eastwood is in his 90s now, but he still talks like that. He still talks like Dirty Harry.
Even more.
So he would do the bit of Clint Eastwood in the nursing home.
Yeah.
I have to poop.
No, he said he would tell Grandma, I just made a poopy. That's what he said. My grandma, you guys would laugh.
I
so
just
hard.
made a boom boom in my pants.
Go ahead, make my bed.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Anyway, he got denied bail.
I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
Did we have tapioca?
It's weird when you laugh, but your lips are still like that.
Puff Daddy got
Diddy.
Diddy do Dirty Money.
No.
Diddy done did.
Diddy.
Diddy. Is it just Diddy now? You don't remember how many names he had? I made fun of it in the Armageddon update. There's too many names. At one point, if you listen, you should be producing records. Stop making up fucking names.
This should have been a clue. When you keep changing your name,
Yeah.
you are a
It's
criminal,
called an
dude.
alias.
Exactly.
It's called it. So here's what happened. So he got acquitted on the sex trafficking charges, got acquitted on the racketeering charges. They said he's not guilty. And then they got him for transporting prostitutes for sex. Isn't that sex trafficking? It's just a different words.
Yeah. Wait.
It just seems like different words.
Transporting people for sex.
No, just transporting prostitutes across state lines is very different from trafficking people for sex.
Across state lines.
Trafficking means that, you know what trafficking means?
Yeah, I live in LA.
Yeah, we got a ticket. And for parking in the wrong place. Looking for sex.
Only Ken.
Ken has moved to North Hollywood, and obviously has made new friends. So Diddy is they denied his bail. They denied.
Of course they did.
Well, but
he's violent.
Because it could be, and I heard this on the way over. Did you hear this? His own defense attorney said, "Yeah, we agree that he did beat the crap out of those women, but domestic violence."
Well, I heard that. They meant that throughout the trial, their strategy was to not lie and go, he wasn't violent. They were just like, he did it, but it was just a domestic violence dispute between two people, not a sex trafficking situation. Right. That was their whole point.
Yeah. He didn't steal any motorcycles or bikes or cars, but he did beat the shit out of some women. So they're like, now can you let him out? Hold on.
Wait. He wasn't violent, but he committed domestic violence. So that's domestic violence.
No, they're agreeing that he was violent.
Agreeing that he's violent.
By saying, yes, he was violent, but it was just a regular old domestic violence dispute.
Regular normal,
slapping the hoe around. Little more, just a little hoe backhanding. It was
who
not
amongst us has not been dragged down a hallway by their hair.
Right, exactly. Especially her hair is so strong.
But they said that didn't constitute sex trafficking.
No, it's actually an entirely different crime.
That's a whole other thing. That's why
assault is an entirely
wasn't it?
Oh my God, you guys, this is like that word we can't say.
What?
The point being that they were trying to keep him from getting charged with sex trafficking and racketeering, saying that beating was not him forcing her into the sex trade for him.
Right.
That was just them having a relationship dispute.
We understand that.
I don't think
No,
you
we
guys
do.
did.
We're laughing
Just
about the fact that was their defense and it bit him in the ass
No,
for
he
bail.
said,
That's
well,
just a
that's a
separate thing.
totally different crime.
It is, though.
That's what I'm saying.
God.
I'm just saying
There's
that
two crimes.
when you admit that no, he's not a sex trafficker, which is one crime, but he did beat the shit out of her. That's
Yeah, like,
another crime.
Wait, can't they get him for that too?
They didn't
They're
charge him for that,
agreeing that he beat her,
though. Right.
but they just needed the jury to believe. Everybody
I
talk,
think one of us
pay
doesn't
attention.
needs the word
Everyone
that you don't
needed
want
the
to say.
jury to believe that the
Uh-huh.
beating was not part of a larger scheme
Cool.
that
Right.
other people were involved in,
Yeah, that's
like
fine.
racketeering
I
and
get
sex
it.
We
trafficking.
totally
I
get this.
don't-
We
it's him I'm really
no, we
worried
understand
about.
exactly what you mean. We're saying that to say that crime is invalid because he committed
This
this
other crime.
Yeah, this other crime. We're just saying that,
but
and
the
that's what.
prosecution introduced it as part of the evidence that he was coercing her into performing
Right.
at these freak-offs.
All right, you guys need to know that Ray is very
Oh
Ray
my
is very
God.
literal. She's dead on. We're laughing that it just seems funny that to get off of this one crime they said no. It was just normal. It wasn't sex trafficking. He just beat the shit out of her.
Yeah,
We
with
just think that's-
he used
we
that
just think
stolen gun
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
buy
We just
the
thought it was
lotion.
funny that his defense attorney admitted to an entirely other crime.
Because the prosecution
I know,
said
we
it
know
was
why,
part
we
of
know.
it. I don't think you do. I don't think
We know
anybody
why.
gets it, and I'm very frustrated.
I'm gonna do a spit
No, you
take.
didn't know we get it. We just seeing it different than you're seeing it. I totally get. I'm
My
sorry.
name is Rachel.
I like fire trucks.
Wait, that's a cool like Laverne and Shirley type. Sure,
like that
that's
a lot.
cool.
It just reminds me who I am.
I like. So Diddy.
Yeah,
Then we
let's
got.
move past this.
Then we got Alligator Auschwitz being
he
built.
got off on racketeering and sex trafficking.
Right.
But the most depressing thing is they were obviously prosecution and defense have said different lengths of time for these crimes, but at best we're looking at up to 60 months, and he's already served 10 at best. If he goes with what the defense says, it's 21 months minus 10.
So he'll still have to do almost a year. Well,
Wow.
the problem is that
And then dipshit will let him
we
off.
have some insight into this case.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. Not at all. We don't know anybody who's done anything with
He's
this.
like, but I don't understand what is wrong with you. You are like a leaky sieve.
Yeah.
You cannot tell him anything ever.
Yeah.
You have
What
a weird
insight
blade
would we
outfit.
have into this
So my
case?
psychic insight into the case is that he did it. Diddy did it.
But we actually didn't get insight into this case.
You're absolutely right. Nothing happened.
But we actually didn't. I'm so
So
confused.
Everybody needs to look right into the camera sometimes, and we just
Yeah, that's what I
nothing
just
happened.
went-
We don't know anybody. We don't know anything. Nothing happened. We don't know anything about the case.
But we don't.
No, you're supposed to just hold it.
I
You
can't.
You can't even do the comedy. You weirdo.